Hey, I'm Kurt Thompson here to talk to you about the three known ways that most trumpet teachers and brass teachers would tell you how to increase your range. And in some videos, you may have heard me kind of disrespect these a little bit, and that would only be because you've tried these three ways, yet you keep trying these three ways to really bring out the most amount of range. The three ways I'm going to talk about are the main themes and concepts behind your beginning range building and endurance increases and improvements. And this is what you're going to probably hear when you go to most instructors for private lessons, and maybe even on the internet forums. So this will get you actually a little bit of a ways. If you don't have any range at all or any endurance, you at least be making sure you're doing these. And that's why I'm giving these away for free, because it's something that you at least have to start at this point. It will only take you so far. So once you use these techniques and only get to a certain level, and you can't really seem to get beyond that, that's when you have to come to me in my course, the 16-week upper register course, and add another 3 or 4 notes to your range. But this will get you a little bit of a jump start, and might as well do it if you haven't been doing it. A lot of you watching this video will have already undoubtedly heard about these and have already been doing it, and then you're watching this to see if you can increase your range past that, but this won't help you. So you do these three until you reach a certain level where you plateau off, and you're not going to be able to break that barrier. You're going to have to do something different. And in this particular case, doing something different, I'll put my website address, would be taking a momentum-based course to really supercharge your range and endurance. But anyway, let's get to these three known mainstream techniques. Number one, long tones. You go to any trumpet teacher around the world, any college, university, you ask about playing and increasing your range, you're going to tell you long tones. It could be in the form of pedal tones. And for right now, I would just like for you to subscribe to my channel. Look down below and click the subscribe link. I would love to have you as a subscriber on my channel. F, pedal F. Or the harder range would be tier 2, would be your pedal Cs. C. So any kind of long tone, even in the regular lower middle register. Or and on and on and on. You can go down chromatically there, you can go up. So long tones, there's just too many to even list here, but I just gave you some examples. Long tones will help out your range and endurance. Also, a good tone comes from practicing tone studies and flow studies. Remember, tone, a gorgeous, big, beautiful, brassy tone that you can almost just reach out and grab. You just kind of get that feeling that when you hear someone play with a great tone, that comes from tone. So you want better tone, it comes from tone, long tones. All right, let's move on to the second one. So the first one was long tones, and you can include pedal tones, and there's just a whole myriad of ways to do long tones, but you got to be making sure that you incorporate some kind of long tone study in your practice. As far as how much to do it and what to do, that's where people like us come in handy, because we need to hear you play and get a feel for where you're at, and then we could better prescribe the right long tone study for you. Second thing would be lip flexibility studies. And lip flexibilities are broken down into 3 parts: glissandos, lip trills, and regular lip slurs. So you need to have that incorporated into your practice as well if you're trying to increase your range and endurance. Obviously, lip trills would be a very fast oscillation between 2 notes. G, start on G with a staff. Or it could be lower if your range is then high. Let's do a C. C to E. And that's an example of lip trill. Of course, there's a lot of different books out there that have all kinds of interesting exercises to do your lip trills on. My favorite right now, my favorite right now is Dr. Charles Colin Advanced Lip Flexibilities for Trumpet. It's a big red book with white lettering. I swear by that book. I love that one. So there you have it. So lip trills. The second part of lip flexibilities would be your glissando. In fact, I remember reading Roger Ingram's book, and if my memory serves me correctly, he really swore by practicing 1-octave glissandos. I think that's his claim to range fame, if I remember what he said in his book. Now, don't quote me perfectly, because I read it a long time ago, but he really swore by 1-octave glissandos. So, and you're probably going to want to do them where at least you reach out of the staff, like A, or even high C. And then you can start at an octave. And then you could expand it to, well, if you wanted to go to like 3 octaves. Low A. So that's your glissandos. The third and final way, as far as lip flexibility is concerned, just basic lip slurs, easy for me to say. So you get it around the horn, and you're trying to be clean and precise with your lip slurs. Something as simple as this. Or even simpler. Get the idea. Lip slurs. Okay, so far we've discussed long tones in their various formats. Lip flexibilities, which are broken down into 3 parts. There's only 3 ways that you can get around on this horn without using these and without using that. And that would be the glissando that we just talked about, lip trills, and lip flexibilities or lip slurs. Actually, lip slurs would be part of the lip flexibilities. And now the third way that most trumpet teachers would tell you or advise you on how to be able to increase your range would be able to take something up an octave. The first thing that comes to mind, if you're more of a beginning or intermediate student, probably intermediate, or you simply just don't have that good of a range, and you're hanging around G's above the staff, and you're still a good 4th away from even the beginning upper register, which starts at IC, I would at least have you work on scales and arpeggios up an octave. If you're used to practicing the C scale, and you kind of staying around that range, you want to start giving it a go an octave higher, even if you have to go slower. Or arpeggios. If you're used to being in that range, try to see if you can squeeze it out an octave higher. Those are some examples there. Of course, you don't have to just stay on the C major. We're talking about anything from a chromatic. Chromatics, arpeggios, scales, you name it. And then you can finally go to little tunes. They could be classical little things out of the Arbans, jazzy ones, anything that you've ever played, you could try to take it up an octave. Something simple like this. Take it up an octave. Okay, that was Sesame Street. So I'm just doing this off the cuff. You know, I didn't have any set list that I'm going off for this particular video tutorial. But anyway, this is gold. If you haven't already been doing this and you want to skyrocket your range and your endurance, this is a no-brainer, folks. You got to be doing at least the 3 things that trumpet teachers around the world would tell you to do, even if they really can't play that high in the upper register or they don't specialize. They're going to tell you these 3 things. What were they again? Long tones in all their various forms. Number 2, lip flexibilities. And there's only 3 ways we can get around the horn lip flexibility wise. Lip trills, right? Glissandos, and lip slurs. And finally, the third thing is to start just getting the courage and being confident and take some stuff up an octave. It could be your band part in 8th grade band if you're an 8th grader. It could be some little licks that you've learned. It could be scales, chromatics. Just start with the idea like, hey, let me just see if I can take this up an octave. So, I'm Kurt Thompson. My site is www.trumpetsizzle.com. You can email me at kurt@trumpetsizzle.com. Now, you're going to use these techniques, and they're going to take you a little bit of the way up. But you're going to find at some point you get stuck. Everybody gets stuck, and that's why they come to me or other people that teach and kind of focus on the power side of the horn, the physical part, the volume, the tone, the sound, the range, the endurance. So anyway, I hope that you got a little something out of this. And if you already knew this, great, it was a review. And then go get my course. Come on. You want to get another 4 or 5 notes? I know you do, right? Bye-bye. And for right now, I would just like for you to subscribe to my channel. Look down below and click the subscribe link. I would love to have you as a subscriber on my channel. I'm Kurt Thompson. I'll see you in the next one.